The first tooth hits the bathroom sink with a sound I'll never forget. It's 2:17 a.m., and I'm watching my own blood swirl down the drain of our Italian marble sink, the one Daniel insisted we buy because only the best for my queen. My queen. I almost laugh, but my jaw won't cooperate. It might be broken. I spit again. Another tooth follows. Maybe two. I've lost count. My reflection stares back at me from the mirror, and I don't recognize her. My left eye is swollen shut, turning a deep purple that reminds me of the orchids in our garden. My lip is split in 3 places. There's a gash above my eyebrow still bleeding, dripping onto my silk nightgown, the expensive one Daniel bought me for our anniversary last month. Everything he gives me is expensive. Everything he gives me eventually has blood on it. I hear him snoring in our bedroom. Loud, peaceful snores. The sound of a man who sleeps well after destroying his wife's face with his fists. After all, he's done this before. Not this badly, but often enough that I know the pattern. Rage, violence, remorse, gifts, honeymoon period. Then the cycle starts again. But tonight was different. Tonight he didn't stop. "You think you're smart?" he had screamed, his breath hot with cognac and fury. "You think you can investigate me? Me? In my own house?" I remember trying to explain, trying to de-escalate like the therapist taught me. The therapist he didn't know I was seeing. "Daniel, please, I just noticed some irregularities in." The first blow had knocked me off the bed. The rest came in waves. His fists. His feet. The lamp from the nightstand. I remember thinking, absurdly, that the lamp cost 40,000 naira and now it was broken. The glass cutting into my cheek as he pressed my face against the marble floor. "You're nothing," he had roared. "Nothing. You hear me? Everything you have I gave you. This house. Your boutique. Your precious fashion business. All me. Without me, you're just another Lagos girl with dreams too big for her brain." I had tasted blood then. Felt something hard and sharp in my mouth. My teeth. He'd finally stopped when his knuckles started bleeding. My blood mixed with his. He'd looked at his hands with disgust, as if I had somehow injured him by being in the way of his fists. "Clean yourself up," he'd muttered. "You look pathetic." Then he'd walked to our bedroom, poured himself another drink, and passed out across our king-sized bed. Now I'm staring at what's left of my face, and something shifts inside me. Something cold and sharp and absolutely clear. I reach for my phone with trembling fingers. It takes 3 tries to unlock it. My hands won't stop shaking. I scroll through my contacts until I find the name I need. It rings twice. Oh, Madala. Auntie Yeti's voice is alert despite the hour. She's always been a light sleeper. "Omomi, what's wrong?" I try to speak, but only a whimper comes out. "I'm coming," she says immediately. "Where are you? Are you safe?" "Home." I manage to whisper through broken teeth and swollen lips. "He's asleep. Auntie. It's time." There's a pause. Then her voice comes back, hard as steel. "You're sure? Once we start this, there's no going back." I look at my reflection one more time. At the woman Daniel Babatunde tried to destroy. At the teeth in the sink. At the blood on my nightgown. I've never been more sure of anything in my life, I say. "Call Samuel. Tell him to activate everything. Every account, every document, every piece of evidence we've gathered. I want it all to hit him tomorrow morning. Oh, Madala. Everything, Auntie Yeti." He said I'm nothing without him. I touch my swollen face, feeling the damage, claiming it. Tomorrow, he's going to learn what nothing can do. I can hear her moving now, getting dressed, gathering her things. "I'm sending a driver. Pack only what you need. Don't wake him." "I won't." "Antola." She uses my nickname, the one from childhood, from before I became Mrs. Daniel Babatunde. "I'm proud of you." I end the call and move silently back into our bedroom. Daniel is sprawled across the bed, one arm flung over his face, mouth open. He looks peaceful. Innocent, even. Appearances can be deceiving. I pack a small bag, just essentials. My laptop. The flash drive hidden in my makeup bag. Some clothes. My passport. As I move around the room, I step over the broken lamp, the overturned nightstand, the spots of blood on our expensive rug. This house in Lekki Phase 1 with its 5 bedrooms and infinity pool, with its smart home system and imported furniture. Daniel loves to tell people he built all this. What he doesn't mention is that I paid for half of it with profits from my boutique. What he definitely doesn't know is that I've been quietly transferring my share into accounts he can't touch for the past 3 months. I take one last look at him. My husband of 8 years. The man who promised to love and protect me. The man who charmed my family. Who swept me off my feet with expensive dates and poetic words about building an empire together. The man who's been using my business as a front for money laundering for the past 2 years. The man who's been sleeping with his assistant, Rachel, in hotels I unknowingly paid for. The man who just beat me until I lost my teeth. I lean down close to his ear, close enough to smell the cognac and cologne. You should have killed me, I whisper. Because tomorrow I'm going to kill everything you are. He doesn't stir. I walk out of our bedroom, out of our beautiful house, and into the pre-dawn darkness where Auntie Yeti's driver is already waiting. As we pull away from the gate, I catch my reflection in the car window. Battered. Bloody. Broken. But my eyes are clear. Let the games begin. 3 months earlier. I'm sitting in my boutique Tola's Couture, going through the monthly accounts when I notice it. A transaction I didn't authorize. 20 million naira. Transferred out of the business account to a company I've never heard of. Apex Holdings Limited. I frown, checking the authorization signature. It's mine, my digital signature that only I should have access to. But I didn't make this transfer. Behind. I call out to my shop manager. She pokes her head into my office, her braids wrapped in a colorful head wrap that matches her Ankara dress. Yes, ma. Did we order anything from Apex Holdings recently? Any fabrics, materials, equipment? She shakes her head, confused. I've never heard of them, ma. Should I check with the suppliers? No, don't worry. I'll look into it. But I'm already worried. I go back through 3 months of statements. There are 5 more transactions to Apex Holdings. All using my digital signature. All for amounts ranging from 15 to 30 million naira. That's over 100 million naira total, gone from my business to a company I've never authorized payments to. My hands start to shake. I close my laptop and sit back in my leather chair. The one I bought when I opened this boutique 6 years ago, when I was 28 and naive enough to believe that hard work and talent were all I needed to succeed. Before I learned that in Lagos, success attracts predators. I think about Daniel. How he's been unusually interested in my business lately. How he suggested I upgrade to a better accounting system 6 months ago. One his tech guy installed for me. How he offered to help me streamline my financial processes because he's so good with money. How he insisted I give him access to my business accounts, just in case of emergency. My phone rings. Daniel. Hey baby. His voice is warm, loving. How's your day going? Good. I lie automatically. Just reviewing some accounts. Don't work too hard. You know stress ages you. He laughs. Listen, I'm taking some clients out tonight. Don't wait up, okay? Okay. Where are you going? Just drinks at the Wheat Baker. Boring business stuff. I'd rather be home with you. His voice drops to that intimate tone that used to make me melt. I love you, Tola. Love you too, I say, and hate how easily the words come. After he hangs up, I sit in silence for a long moment. Then I do something I never thought I'd do. I call Auntie Yeti. She answers on the first ring. Oh, Mommy. I was just thinking about you. Come by the restaurant later, let me feed you. You're getting too thin. Auntie. I hesitate. Once I say this out loud, there's no taking it back. I need help. And I need you to keep it between us. The warmth in her voice shifts to concern. What kind of help? I think Daniel is stealing from my business. Silence. Then. Come now. Not to the restaurant. Come to my house. 2 hours later. I'm sitting in Auntie Yeti's living room in Surulere, my laptop open on her coffee table. She's made me tea that I can't drink because my stomach is in knots. Show me, she says. I walk her through the transactions, the mysterious company, the timing. She listens without interrupting, her face growing harder with each detail. When I'm done, she sits back and lights a cigarette, something she only does when she's truly angry. That bastard, she says quietly. That smooth-talking, lying bastard. I don't know for sure it's him. Oh, Madala, don't be naive. It's him. She takes a drag. He has access to your accounts, yes? He installed your accounting system? And this started right after. I nod miserably. This is what you're going to do. You're going to act normal. Don't confront him, don't change anything about your behavior. Can you do that? I think so. You have to do better than think. If he suspects he'll either destroy the evidence or... She doesn't finish the sentence, but I know what she means. Or he'll destroy me. I have someone, Auntie Yeti continues. An old friend. Samuel Ojo. He used to be police, now he's a private investigator. Good man, discreet. He can look into this properly, find out what Daniel is really doing. Won't that be expensive? She gives me a look. Your husband is stealing millions from you. And you're worried about investigation fees? I'll pay for it. Consider it an investment in your future. A future without that snake. Auntie, he's still my husband. A husband who's robbing you blind. Her voice rises, then she catches herself. Takes a breath. I'm sorry. But Tola, you need to face reality. If he's doing this, what else is he doing? You need to know the truth. All of it. I think about Daniel. The man I married. The man who cried when he proposed. The man who held my hand through my mother's funeral. The man who hits me when he drinks too much. The man I've made excuses for over and over again. Okay. I whisper. Call Samuel. Samuel Ojo turns out to be a tall, lean man in his 40s with kind eyes and a firm handshake. We meet at a quiet restaurant in Ikeja, far from anywhere Daniel might see us. Mrs. Babatunde, he says, pulling out a chair for me. Please call me Omadala. He nods. Yutun told me about your situation. I want you to know that anything we discuss is completely confidential. Thank you. Now tell me everything. And I mean everything. No detail is too small. I talk for an hour. The transactions. Daniel's behavior changes. His late nights. His new business partners I've never met. The expensive gifts he buys me that seem to come from nowhere. The way he's suddenly interested in my business after years of dismissing it as cute. Samuel takes notes, asks pointed questions, doesn't judge. Okay, he says finally. Here's what I think is happening. Your husband is using your business to launder money. Apex Holdings is probably a shell company, his or someone else's. Money comes in dirty, gets clean through your legitimate business transactions, comes out clean on the other side. But why my business? He has his own company. Because if anyone investigates, the trail leads to you, not him. You're the owner of record. Your signature's on the transactions. He's set you up to take the fall. The tea I drank earlier threatens to come back up. What? I'm sorry to be blunt, but you need to understand what you're dealing with. If this operation gets exposed, you go to prison, not him. That's how he's designed it. I can't breathe. The restaurant suddenly feels too small, too hot. Breathe, Samuel says gently. We're going to fix this. But I need you to be smart and careful. Can you do that? Yes, I manage. Good. Here's what we'll do. I'll start investigating quietly. I'll trace Apex Holdings, look into Daniel's real business dealings, find out who else is involved. Meanwhile, you need to start protecting yourself. Document everything. Start moving your personal assets to accounts he can't access. And most importantly, act normal, I finish. Exactly. You're a fashion designer, so think of it as a role. You're playing the loving, trusting wife. Can you do that? I think about all the times I've hidden bruises under makeup. All the times I've smiled through pain. All the times I've pretended everything is fine when I'm breaking inside. I'm very good at playing roles, I say. Samuel studies me for a moment, and I see something like respect in his eyes. I believe you are. I'll be in touch within a week. In the meantime, be careful. If you feel unsafe at any point, I'll call Auntie Yeti. Good. He hands me his business card. My number. Call anytime, day or night. And Omadala? You're doing the right thing. As I drive back to Lekki, to the beautiful house I share with a man who's destroying me in every possible way, I feel something I haven't felt in years. Hope. Dangerous, fragile hope. Over the next 6 weeks, Samuel works his magic while I play mine. I'm the perfect wife. I cook Daniel's favorite meals. I laugh at his jokes. I attend his business dinners in elegant dresses, smile at his colleagues, play the role of the successful, Devoted Mrs. Babatunde. At night, when he touches me, I don't flinch. When he drinks too much and his hands get rough, I've learned to redirect, to soothe, to survive. And during the day, while he's at his office, I meet with Samuel. The evidence he uncovers is worse than I imagined. Apex Holdings is indeed a shell company, one of 5 that Daniel has created. My boutique isn't the only business he's using. He has his hands in 3 other small businesses around Lagos, all owned by women, all of them unaware they're being used. The money being laundered is coming from a property fraud scheme. Daniel has been selling properties he doesn't own, collecting deposits from multiple buyers for the same property, then using businesses like mine to clean the money before disappearing. It's brilliant. It's evil. And if it collapses, I'm the one whose business records show millions in suspicious transactions. There's more, Samuel says during one of our meetings. He looks uncomfortable. I followed Daniel last week. He's having an affair. I laugh bitterly. Of course he is. Let me guess, Rachel Adelic? His assistant. Samuel blinks in surprise. You knew. I suspected. I've seen the way she looks at him. The way he mentions her name just a bit too casually. I take a sip of coffee, surprised by how calm I feel. How long? At least a year. Maybe longer. They meet at the Grand Tulip Hotel twice a week. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. Tuesday and Thursday. The days Daniel says he has standing business meetings. She's involved in the fraud too, Samuel continues. She helps create the fake property documents. She's the one who processes the transactions through your system. So Rachel isn't just taking my husband. She's helping him destroy my life. Good, I say. Samuel looks confused. Good. Good that she's involved. That means she's vulnerable too. That means she can be turned. I meet his eyes. What's our next move? He smiles slowly. You know, when Yatun first called me about you, she said you were in trouble. But I don't think you are. I think your husband is in trouble. He just doesn't know it yet. Not yet, I agree. But he will. We spend the next month building an airtight case. Samuel gets bank records, property documents, phone records. We document every suspicious transaction, trace every shell company, connect every dot. I start secretly recording conversations with Daniel. I install hidden cameras in our home office, the one he uses for his private business calls. I copy every file on his laptop when he leaves it unlocked. I also start moving money. Slowly, carefully, I transfer funds from our joint accounts to a new account Daniel doesn't know about. I sell some of my jewelry, the expensive pieces he bought me during his remorse phases. I build a war chest. And I plan. One night, Daniel comes home drunk and angry. I can see it in his eyes, the familiar rage brewing. Your boutique made how much this quarter? He demands. 3 million naira profit. I lie smoothly. It was actually 5, but I've been hiding earnings for months now. That's pathetic. You know how much I made this week alone? 20 million. 20. And you're celebrating 3 million. I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm trying my best. Your best isn't good enough. He grabs my arm, squeezes hard. Maybe I should just shut down your little dress shop. You clearly can't handle it. I force myself not to pull away. Please don't. It's my dream. He studies me, his eyes cold. Then he releases me and laughs. Relax. I'm just messing with you. You're so sensitive. This is new, the casual cruelty, the testing. He's getting bolder. That night, I call Auntie Yeti from the bathroom with the shower running for cover. He's getting worse, I tell her. More aggressive. Then we need to move faster. How much more evidence do you need? Samuel says we have enough to bury him. But I want to be thorough. I want there to be no escape. Tola, I'm worried about your safety. I know. But I'm close. Just a bit longer. I don't tell her about the bruises. About how Daniel accidentally pushed me into the door frame last week. About how he started going through my phone, questioning where I go, who I see. I'm running out of time. 2 months into the investigation, I finally confront Daniel. Not about the affair. Not about the fraud. About a simple bank transfer. Daniel, I say over breakfast, keeping my voice light. I noticed a transfer from our joint account last week. 50,000 to Apex Holdings. What was that for? I watch his face carefully. The slight tension in his jaw. the calculation in his eyes. Oh, that, he says easily. Just a business expense. They're doing some work on one of my properties. Really? Which property? The one in Aja. Why? His voice hardens slightly. You questioning my spending now? No. I was just curious. That's a lot of money. It's my money, he snaps. Or do you think your little boutique is what keeps this household running? Of course not. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. Because now I know. He knows I'm suspicious. And he's getting defensive. Samuel confirms it later that day. He's moving money. Fast. He's draining accounts, shifting funds offshore. I think he suspects something. So we're out of time. Looks like it. I take a deep breath. Then we finish this. Prepare everything. Documents, evidence, contacts. I want packages ready to send to his business partners, his investors, the media. I want affidavits from the other women whose businesses he used. I want everything. Omadala, if you do this, if you really go through with this, he's going to lose everything. And he's going to know you did it to him. Good. He might retaliate. Violently. I think about the bruises. The fear. The years of walking on eggshells. He's been violent for years, Samuel. At least this time, it'll be for a reason. The night before it happens, I can't sleep. I lie next to Daniel in our expensive bed, listening to him breathe, and I think about how I got here. How the charming man who swept me off my feet turned into this stranger who steals from me, cheats on me, hurts me. When did it start? Was there a moment I could have stopped it? Or was this always who he was, just hidden beneath the surface? It doesn't matter anymore. Tomorrow the truth comes out. Tomorrow everything changes. I slip out of bed and go to my office. I open my laptop and look at the folder Samuel compiled. The Daniel Babatunda case. 200 pages of evidence. Bank transfers. Property fraud schemes. Shell companies. Testimonies from victims. Photos of Daniel and Rachel together. Voice recordings. Video footage. The complete destruction of a man's life. Organized in neat digital files. My phone buzzes. A text from Samuel. Ready when you are. Another from Auntie Yeti. Whatever happens, I'm with you. Another from Kahind. Stay strong, boss. I look around my office in this beautiful house that's actually a prison. At the life I've built that's actually a lie. Tomorrow I burn it all down. I'm about to close my laptop when Daniel appears in the doorway. What are you doing up? He asks, his voice thick with sleep. My heart stops. The laptop is still open. He looks at the screen. Just couldn't sleep, I say, quickly closing it. Too much coffee today. He walks closer. He's wearing only his boxer shorts, his body backlit by the hallway light. He looks like a stranger. You've been acting weird lately, he says. Secretive. I haven't. Don't lie to me, Omadala. He's right in front of me now. What are you hiding? This is it. This is the moment where everything either works or falls apart. I stand up, placing myself between him and my laptop. Nothing. I'm not hiding anything. He stares at me, his eyes searching. Then his hand shoots out and grabs my laptop. Then you won't mind if I look at this. Daniel, that's private. But he's already opening it. The screen lights up, showing the folder. The Daniel Babatunda case. The silence that follows is terrifying. He looks at me. Really looks at me. And in his eyes I see the exact moment he understands. You've been investigating me, he says softly. Daniel. You've been investigating me. His voice explodes, filling the room. And that's when his fist connects with my face for the first time that night. By the time he's done, I've lost my teeth. But I've already won. Because the laptop he took? It was a decoy. The real evidence is with Samuel, with Auntie Yeti ready to deploy. Daniel just didn't know it yet. Daniel wakes up to the sound of his phone ringing. He groans, his head pounding from the cognac. His knuckles hurt. For a moment he doesn't remember why. Then the memories flood back. Omadala. The laptop. The investigation. The beating. He sits up too quickly and the room spins. Where is she? Tola, he calls out. No answer. He swings his legs out of bed, noticing the dried blood on his hands, hers and his mixed together. The lamp is broken on the floor. There's blood on the rug. His phone rings again. His business partner, Chike. Daniel, what the hell is going on? Chike's voice is panicked. I just got a package. Bank statements, property documents, recordings. Daniel's blood runs cold. What? Someone sent me evidence that you've been defrauding clients, using shell companies, money laundering. Daniel, is this real? I can explain. My lawyer is looking at this right now. He says it's legitimate. He says we could go to prison. Chike, calm down. Calm down? Calm down. There are phone recordings of us discussing the Apex Holdings transfers. How did someone get these? Daniel's mind races. Omadala. It has to be. But she was unconscious when he left her in the bathroom. How could she have? Unless she prepared this before. Unless she's been ready for this. His phone beeps with another call. Then another. Within 5 minutes, all 3 of his major business partners are calling, all of them having received similar packages. Then his bank calls. Mr. Babatunda, we're calling regarding suspicious activity on your accounts. We've received a legal notice to freeze your assets pending investigation. What? You can't do that. I'm afraid we can, sir. The notice came from the Commercial Crime Unit. We have no choice. Daniel tries to access his online banking. Locked. He tries his offshore account. Locked. He tries the shell companies. Everything is frozen. In a single morning, he's gone from controlling millions to controlling nothing. This isn't happening, he mutters. This isn't happening. But it is. His phone rings again. This time it's his lawyer. Daniel, I just received a very disturbing file. It contains evidence of. I know what it contains. Can you fix this? Silence. Then. Not if it's all true. Daniel, did you use your wife's business to launder money? That's not. It's complicated. Is that a yes? Gerald, you're my lawyer. You're supposed to defend me. I'm supposed to defend you within the law. If you've committed fraud on this scale, I can't make it disappear. The best I can do is negotiate a plea deal and hope for minimal jail time. Jail time? I'm not going to jail. Then you better hope this evidence isn't as solid as it looks. But Daniel? It looks very solid. Daniel hangs up and collapses onto the bed. His empire, the one he built through years of careful schemes and strategic fraud, is crumbling. And his wife did it. His weak, submissive wife who he thought he controlled. Rage and panic war in his chest. He needs to find her. Needs to make her understand. Needs to, what? Beat her more? Kill her? For the first time, Daniel feels something unfamiliar. Fear. Meanwhile, in Surulere, I'm sitting in Auntie Yeti's guest room, my face a mess of bandages and swelling. Samuel is on his laptop, monitoring the situation in real time. All packages delivered, he reports. Your husband's accounts are frozen. His business partners are distancing themselves. The media is starting to pick up the story. Prominent Lagos developer accused of massive fraud. Good. I say through my swollen mouth. What about Rachel? She's gone to ground. Probably realized she needs to save herself. She will, I say confidently. When she understands the full picture, she'll cooperate. I'm not her enemy. Daniel is. Auntie Yeti brings me soup, her face tight with worry. How are you feeling? Like I was hit by a truck. I admit. But also free. She sits beside me, taking my hand gently. You should go to the hospital. Get x-rays. Later. Right now I need to see this through. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I answer. Omadala. Daniel's voice is calm, controlled, the scariest version of him. We need to talk. We have nothing to talk about. I think we do. You've made a mistake. A big one. Those documents you sent out? They implicate you too. Your business, your signature, your accounts. You'll go down with me. I smile even though it hurts. That's where you're wrong, Daniel. Every transaction has 2 sets of documents. The ones you created with my forged signature, which I can prove are forgeries, and the real ones showing I never authorized any of it. Samuel has handwriting analysts, digital forensics experts, all of it ready to testify. Silence. You've been planning this for months, he says finally. Yes. While pretending to love me. While surviving you, I correct. There's a difference. Tola, please. We can fix this. We can say you were coerced, that you didn't know. I'm not fixing anything with you. I'm done being your scapegoat, your punching bag, your fool. You don't understand what you've done. These people I work with, they're not going to just let this go. They're dangerous. Then you should have thought about that before you involved me in your crimes. Listen to me. His control cracks. You think you've won? You think destroying me makes you safe? I will burn your entire world down, Omadala. I will make you pay for this. You already did, I say softly. Last night, when you beat me until I lost my teeth. That's when you made me pay. And that's when I decided you would pay more. I hang up. Samuel is looking at me with concern. He's right about one thing. The people he defrauded, some of them are connected. Dangerous. You might not be safe. Then we move to phase 2 faster than planned. Which is, we make sure everyone knows I'm the victim here, not the villain. Within hours, my lawyer, someone I hired secretly months ago, files a civil suit against Daniel for domestic violence, fraud, and forgery. The filing includes photos of my injuries from last night, hospital records from previous accidents, and testimony from Kahind about incidents she witnessed at the boutique. The narrative shifts immediately. Fashion designer exposes husband's fraud after years of abuse. The headline reads on one online news site. Wife turned detective. How one woman brought down Lego's property mogul, says another. By afternoon, I'm not just a victim. I'm a hero. A survivor. A woman who fought back. The media loves it. Social media explodes. Hashtag Justice for Tola trends on Twitter. Women share their own stories of abuse and survival. My boutique Instagram gains 20,000 followers in hours, all of them supportive. Daniel tries to counter with his own narrative, that I'm a bitter, lying wife trying to destroy him. But then more evidence surfaces. Rachel Adelik, his assistant and mistress, releases a statement through her own lawyer. I was coerced into participating in Mr. Babatunde's schemes under threat of violence. I am cooperating fully with authorities and apologize to Mrs. Babatunde and all victims of this fraud. She's flipped, just like I knew she would. With Rachel's testimony added to our evidence, Daniel has no defense left. His properties begin getting seized. Turns out he has massive debts he was covering with fraud money. His luxury cars are repossessed. His business partners file lawsuits. His investors demand their money back. And through it all, I watch from Auntie Yeti's house, my face healing slowly, my heart healing faster. You did it, Samuel says that evening, reviewing the news coverage. He's finished. Not quite, I say. He's damaged. But he's not finished until he understands why this happened. And what's why? Because he underestimated me. Because he thought power was about money and violence. Because he never understood that the most dangerous person in any room is the one with nothing left to lose. Auntie Yeti shakes her head admiringly. Your mother would be proud. She always said you had steel in your spine. But I never knew just how much. Neither did I admit. Until Daniel tried to break me and found out I don't break. I bend, I plan, and then I break back harder. My phone rings. It's Kahind from the boutique. Boss, you need to see this. Daniel just showed up here. He's demanding to see you. My heart races. Is he violent? No, he's crying. And there are police outside because of the restraining order, so he can't enter. But boss, there are cameras everywhere. Media. This is going to be on every blog in Lagos by tonight. I'll be there, I say. Auntie Yeti grabs my arm. Are you sure? You don't owe him anything. I know. But I need to see this. I need to see him broken the way he broke me. Then I'm coming with you. Me too, Samuel adds. We arrive at the boutique 30 minutes later. There's a crowd, media, curious onlookers, my customers. And in the middle of it all, Daniel. He looks terrible. Unshaven. Disheveled. His expensive suit wrinkled. This is not the polished, powerful man I married. This is a shell. When he sees me get out of the car, his face crumples. Tola. He calls out, trying to approach, but the police hold him back. Please, we need to talk. I walk closer, but not too close. Auntie Yeti stays at my side like a bodyguard. There's nothing to talk about, Daniel. Everything I did for us. To build our future. You did it for yourself. I was just a tool you used. That's not true. I love you. I almost laugh. You beat me until I lost my teeth. That's not love. I was angry. You betrayed me. I exposed you. There's a difference. He falls to his knees, actually drops to his knees on the pavement in front of everyone. Cameras flash. Videos record. Please, he begs. I'll go to therapy. I'll make amends. Just don't destroy me like this. I'm not destroying you, Daniel. I'm revealing you. The world is finally seeing what I've seen for years. You're my wife. I was your wife, I correct, my voice steady. But that woman died last night in our bathroom, spitting out her teeth while you snored. The woman standing here now? She doesn't belong to you. She never really did. Tola. It's over, Daniel. Your business is finished. Your reputation is gone. And soon your freedom will be too. That's not me being cruel. That's just consequences. I turn to walk away. I'll make you pay, he screams, his sorrow turning to rage instantly, the real Daniel emerging. You think you're safe? You think this is over? I'll destroy you. The police move in immediately, restraining him as he struggles. There it is, Samuel murmurs beside me. The real man on camera for everyone to see. By tonight, that video of Daniel's threats will have 1 million views. Any public sympathy he might have garnered will evaporate. I don't look back as we leave. I don't need to. I've already won. 2 weeks later, Daniel's world has fully collapsed. His lawyer calls me, not Daniel, his lawyer, to request a meeting. Mrs. Babatunde, my client would like to discuss a settlement. I'm not interested in settlements. He's willing to surrender all claims to your business, to your shared properties, everything. He just wants you to consider reducing the criminal charges. Tell your client that I'm not the one pressing criminal charges. His victims are. His business partners are. The evidence is with the authorities now. It's out of my hands. Please, Mrs. Babatunde. He's facing 10 to 15 years. He's facing consequences. Finally, I hang up, but the calls keep coming. Daniel's mother, his brother, his business associates. Everyone wants me to have mercy, to remember the good times, to be the bigger person. The irony is stunning. Where were these people when he was beating me? When he was stealing from me? When he was destroying my life? Nowhere. Auntie Yeti helps me screen the calls. You don't owe anyone explanations, she reminds me daily. But some calls I do take. Like the one from Rachel Adelique. Oh Madala, she says, her voice small. I know you have no reason to help me, but I'm trying to do the right thing now. I'm testifying against Daniel. I know. I saw the court documents. I was stupid. I thought he loved me. I thought we were partners. But I was just another tool to him like you were. We're not the same, Rachel. You helped him steal from me. From others. I know. And I'll pay for that. But I wanted you to know. I'm sorry. For everything. I'm quiet for a moment. I don't forgive you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I appreciate the apology. After I hang up, I realize something. I don't hate Rachel. I pity her. She fell for the same lies I did, just from a different angle. Daniel is the architect of this destruction. Everyone else is just debris. The trial preparation is exhausting. I spend hours with prosecutors going through evidence, preparing testimony. They want me to testify about the abuse, about the fraud, about everything. We can win this without your testimony, the lead prosecutor tells me. We have Rachel, we have the documents, we have the other victims. But your testimony would be powerful. The wife who brought him down. I'll testify, I say. Not because I want revenge anymore, but because other women need to see that we can fight back. That we can win. But before the trial can begin, something unexpected happens. Daniel's main business partner, Chaik, is found dead in his home. Apparent suicide. He left a note confessing to the fraud, claiming Daniel was innocent. The news rocks Lagos. Did he really kill himself? I ask Samuel. He looks grim. The police are calling it suicide. But Chaik was cooperating with prosecutors. He had immunity. Why would he kill himself now? Unless someone made him. Unless someone made him, Samuel agrees. Daniel has connections we didn't account for. People who don't want this going to trial. I feel cold. So they're cleaning up loose ends. You need better security. Now. Within hours I have bodyguards. Auntie Yeti's house gets a security system. Samuel carries a weapon. Because suddenly this isn't just about justice anymore. It's about survival. The pressure intensifies when I receive an envelope at the boutique. No return address. Inside, photos of me. At Auntie Yeti's house. At my boutique. Getting coffee. And a note. Drop the charges or we drop you. My hands shake as I show Samuel. This is serious, he says. These aren't Daniel's threats. This is organized. The people he was laundering money for. Probably. They don't want a trial exposing their operations. So what do? Give up? Let Daniel win. You stay alive, Samuel says firmly. That's what you do. We can give this to the police. The police might be involved. You said yourself this kind of operation needs protection. We sit in silence, the weight of it crushing. Finally, Auntie Yeti speaks. You've already won, Tola. Daniel has lost everything. His business, his reputation, his freedom eventually. Whether he goes to trial or not doesn't change that. Your safety is more important than watching him in a courtroom. But if I back down, you're not backing down. You're staying alive. There's a difference. I hate that she's right. But I hate the idea of Daniel escaping justice more. That night, I'm lying in bed unable to sleep when my phone rings. Unknown number. I shouldn't answer. But I do. Oh, Madala. It's Daniel. He sounds different, defeated, but also strangely calm. Don't hang up. How did you get this number? It doesn't matter. I need to tell you something. Those threats you received, they're not from me. I know. They're from your associates. Former associates. And they're serious. They've already killed Chaik. You're next if this goes to trial. My blood runs cold. Why are you telling me this? Because. His voice breaks. Because I never wanted you dead. I wanted to control you, yes. I wanted to use you. But I never wanted you murdered. How noble of you. I'm serious. These people, they're not like me. They won't just beat you. They'll kill you and everyone you love. Your aunt, your employees, everyone. So you're calling to what? Save me. I'm calling to tell you to run. Take your evidence, your money, and disappear. Go somewhere they can't find you. And let you go free? I'm not going free. Even without the trial, I'm done. My reputation is destroyed. My business is bankrupt. I'll probably die in debt, alone, hated. You've already won. But if you push this trial, you'll die winning. Is that really worth it? I'm quiet, processing. Why do you care what happens to me? I finally ask. Long silence. Then. Because despite everything, you were the only real thing in my life. And I destroyed you. That's my punishment. Watching you walk away alive and successful while I rot. Death would be easier for you, but it would also be easier for me. I don't want easy. I want to live with what I did. This might be the most honest thing you've ever said to me. Probably. Funny how losing everything makes you honest. He takes a shaky breath. Please, Tola. Run. While you still can. He hangs up. I sit in the darkness, my mind racing. Is he telling the truth? Or is this another manipulation? But the photos were real. Chaik's death was real. The threat is real. The next morning I meet with Samuel and Auntie Yeti. I'm dropping out of the trial, I announce. What? Samuel looks shocked. After everything? I'm not dropping the charges. Let the prosecutors use the evidence we gathered. Let Rachel testify. Let the other victims speak. But I'm not testifying, and I'm not sticking around to watch. Where will you go? Auntie Yeti asks quietly. I don't know yet. Maybe London. Maybe Dubai. Somewhere I can rebuild safely. So Daniel wins? Samuel sounds frustrated. Daniel's already lost. His empire is gone. His reputation is destroyed. Whether he goes to prison for 10 years or 5 doesn't matter. He'll never recover from this. I look at them both. But I'm still here. Still alive. Still successful. And I'm going to stay that way. What about your boutique? Kahin can manage it. I'll run operations remotely. The brand is bigger than me now anyway. Auntie Yeti takes my hand. You know I support whatever you decide. But are you sure? Running feels like losing. Running feels like winning, I correct. Because I'm choosing my life over my revenge. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Over the next week, I make arrangements. I transfer my business operations. I set up remote management systems. I quietly sell some assets and move money offshore. And I prepare to disappear. The trial proceeds without me. The prosecutors aren't happy, but they have enough evidence. Rachel testifies. The other victims testify. The paper trail speaks for itself. I watch from a hotel room in Accra, Ghana, my first stop before moving further away. Daniel is convicted on multiple counts of fraud, sentenced to 12 years in prison. His assets are seized to pay back victims. It's justice. Just not the justice I thought I wanted. 3 months later, I'm in London. I've opened a small consulting firm, helping other women who've been financially abused by partners. Using my experience, Samuel's investigative skills remotely, and a network of lawyers, I help them build cases, gather evidence, escape safely. It's meaningful work. Healing work. One day I get an email. From Daniel. The subject line. I'm sorry. I almost delete it. But curiosity wins. Oh Madala, I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I need you to know that I understand now what I did to you. Not just the fraud, not just the violence, but the systematic destruction of who you were. I took a brilliant, strong woman and tried to break her into something I could control. And when I couldn't, I blamed you for being unbreakable. That was my sin. Not the crimes I'm in prison for, but the crime against you. Against us. I hope wherever you are, you're building something beautiful. You always were better at building than I was. I only knew how to destroy. I'm sorry for destroying you. And I'm grateful you destroyed me back because maybe that's the only way I could finally see clearly. Daniel. I read it 3 times. Then I delete it. Some apologies don't deserve responses. Some people don't deserve closure. What Daniel did to me was unforgivable. What I did to him was necessary. We're even now. And I never have to think about him again. Six months after everything fell apart. I'm sitting in a cafe in London's Soho district, reviewing contracts for my consulting firm, when my phone rings. Oh, Madala Williams? A crisp British accent. Yes. This is Margaret Chun from the Women's Global Leadership Foundation. We'd like to invite you to speak at our annual conference about domestic violence and financial abuse. I'm surprised. How did you hear about me? Your story went viral, dear. The woman who brought down a Lagos empire. We think your experience could inspire other women to fight back safely and strategically. After I hang up, I sit back and marvel at how life shifts. 6 months ago, I was spitting teeth into a sink, my face destroyed, my world shattered. Now, I'm being invited to speak internationally about survival and justice. My boutique, now managed remotely by Kahind, is thriving. The publicity from the case brought attention to my brand. Orders have tripled. I've had to hire more staff. My consulting firm helps 3 to 5 women monthly escape abusive, fraudulent relationships. Each success feels like redemption. And me? I'm healing. My teeth are fixed, perfect dental implants that cost a fortune but were worth it. My face has healed, though I kept one scar above my eyebrow. A reminder. Not of Daniel, but of my own strength. I accept the speaking engagement. Standing on stage in front of 500 women from around the world, I tell my story. Not with shame but with power. I was married to a man who used me, stole from me, beat me. I begin. For years I made excuses. I believed that love meant suffering. That marriage meant sacrifice. That being a good wife meant being silent. But the night Daniel beat me until I lost my teeth, something broke inside me. And it wasn't my spirit. It was the chains I'd wrapped around myself. The belief that I was powerless. The fear that I couldn't survive without him. Because here's what men like Daniel don't understand. When you push a woman to her absolute breaking point, when you take everything from her, you don't destroy her. You free her. You free her from fear, from doubt, from the need to protect you from yourself. I didn't seek revenge. I sought justice. And there's a difference. Revenge is emotional. Justice is strategic. Revenge makes you feel better temporarily. Justice changes your life permanently. I didn't just want Daniel to hurt. I wanted to rebuild myself. And I couldn't do that while staying his victim. So I became his adversary. His equal. His ending. And the most beautiful part? I did it legally. Ethically. Using the truth. Because the truth is always the most powerful weapon against a liar. The applause is thunderous. Women stand. Some are crying. Afterward, dozens of women approach me with their own stories. Their own Daniels. Their own breaking points. I listen to each one. I take notes. I connect them with resources. This is my purpose now. Not fashion, though I still love it. But helping women understand that they're never as powerless as their abusers want them to believe. 1 year later. I'm back in Lagos for the first time. Not permanently, just visiting. The city feels different. Or maybe I feel different in it. I meet Auntie Yeti at her restaurant. She looks exactly the same, strong, wise, unyielding. "Omo me," she says, embracing me. "You look wonderful." London agrees with you. Freedom agrees with me. I correct, and we laugh. We spend hours catching up. She tells me about the family, about Lagos gossip, about her restaurant's expansion. "And Daniel?" I finally ask. She shrugs. "In prison. Where he belongs. I heard he's been a model prisoner. Found religion, apparently. Good for him." "You don't care." I genuinely don't. He's someone I used to know. Someone who used to hurt me. But that chapter is closed. After lunch, I visit my boutique. Kahind has done an incredible job. The space is larger, more elegant, filled with customers. "Boss." She squeals, hugging me. "You're back." "Just visiting. But I'm so proud of what you've built here." "What we built," she corrects. "You taught me everything." That night, I'm sitting in a hotel room overlooking Lagos when my phone buzzes. A message from Samuel. "Turn on JHN News." I do. The headline makes me freeze. Lagos property developer dies in prison. Daniel Babatunde found dead in cell, apparent suicide. I watched the report in silence. Daniel hanged himself using bedsheets. Left no note. Prison officials are investigating. I should feel something. Triumph. Vindication. Sadness. But I feel nothing. He's gone. The man who hurt me, who tried to destroy me, who haunted my nightmares, he's gone. And I'm still here. The next day, I'm preparing to fly back to London when I get a call from Daniel's lawyer. "Mrs. Babatunde, I'm sorry, Ms. Williams. I have information about Daniel's death. I'm not interested. Please just hear me out. He left something for you. Instructions that if anything happened to him, this should be delivered to you." Against my better judgment, I agree to meet him. He hands me an envelope. Inside, a letter and a bank account number. The letter reads, "Omadala, if you're reading this, I'm dead. Probably by my own hand, though who knows. The people I worked with have long memories. Either way, this is for you." The account number below contains £2 million. It's clean money, my inheritance from my father, nothing illegal. I never touched it during all my schemes. Consider it payment for 8 years of your life I stole. For your teeth. For your pain. For your freedom. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect anything. But you should have something good come from knowing me, even if I was never good to you. Build something beautiful with it. You always were better at building than destroying. Daniel. I stare at the letter for a long time. £2 million. Blood money. Guilt money. Apology money. I could refuse it. Burn it symbolically. But I'm not that person anymore. I'm practical now. Strategic. This money can help more women escape situations like mine. Can fund my consulting firm. Can build shelters. Can change lives. Daniel's last act was giving me resources to help his other victims. Maybe there's poetry in that. Maybe there's justice. I take the money. 2 years after the night I lost my teeth. I'm standing at another conference, this time in Dubai, speaking to 1,000 women about financial independence and domestic violence. My consulting firm now operates in 5 countries. We've helped over 200 women escape abusive relationships safely and financially secure. My boutique has expanded to 3 locations across West Africa. I've written a book, The Breaking Point: How I Turned My Destruction into My Destiny. It's a bestseller. And me? I'm happy. Genuinely, freely happy. I date sometimes carefully, slowly. I have trust issues, obviously, but I'm working through them with a therapist I actually like. I have friends who respect me, a business I'm proud of, a mission that matters. Most importantly, I have myself back. During the Q&A after my speech, a young woman raises her hand. Ms. Williams, do you ever regret how you handled things? Taking him down so publicly? I think about it honestly. No, I say finally. Because silence protects abusers. Silence keeps other women trapped. By exposing Daniel publicly, I showed other women that escape is possible, that justice is possible, that we don't have to accept violence as the price of love. Do I wish it hadn't been necessary? Of course. Do I wish I'd married a good man who cherished me? Every day. But I didn't. I married a monster who hid behind charm and money. And when he finally revealed himself completely, I had a choice. Die as his victim or live as his adversary. I chose life. I chose truth. I chose myself. And I'd make that choice again every single time. More applause. More tears. More women understanding they're not alone. Afterward, I'm packing up when I notice a young woman waiting nervously nearby. Can I help you? I ask. She's in her early 20s, beautifully dressed, but I recognize the fear in her eyes. I wore it for years. My name is Chioma, she says softly. My boyfriend controls all my money. He checks my phone. He gets angry when I talk to friends. Last week he pushed me. I think it's going to get worse. I set down my bag and give her my full attention. Tell me everything, I say. And as she talks, I take notes. Make plans. Connect resources. Because this is why I survived. Not just for myself, but for all the Chiomas out there. All the women who are where I was, thinking they're trapped, thinking they're powerless. They're not. And I'm going to prove it, one woman at a time. 5 years after the night everything changed. I'm sitting at a charity gala in London. An event for domestic violence survivors that my foundation is sponsoring. The room is filled with elegant women, successful women, women who rebuilt their lives from ashes. Auntie Yeti is visiting from Lagos, sitting beside me in a stunning outfit. Look at you, she says proudly. Look at what you've built. Look at what we built, I correct. I couldn't have done any of this without you. You would have found a way. You're that kind of woman. A young reporter approaches during dinner. Ms. Williams, I'm writing a piece about survival and revenge. Can I ask, do you regret how you destroyed your ex-husband? I take a sip of wine, considering the question carefully. I didn't destroy Daniel, I say finally. I revealed him. There's a difference. He destroyed himself with his choices, the fraud, the violence, the lies. I just made sure the world saw it. As for revenge, I shake my head. Revenge implies I wanted to hurt him because he hurt me. But that's not what happened. I wanted justice. I wanted safety. I wanted freedom. His pain was a byproduct, not the goal. The truth is, the best revenge isn't destruction. It's reconstruction. Rebuilding yourself so completely, so successfully, that the person who broke you becomes irrelevant. Daniel tried to make me nothing. Instead, I became everything. That's not revenge. That's survival. That's victory. The reporter scribbles notes, impressed. As she walks away, Auntie Yeti squeezes my hand. Your mother would be so proud. I'm proud of me, I say simply. Finally. Later that night, standing on my balcony overlooking the Thames, I think about that woman from 5 years ago. The one spitting teeth into a sink. The one broken and bloodied and afraid. She's gone now. Replaced by someone stronger. Someone wiser. Someone who understands that being broken doesn't mean being destroyed. It means having the opportunity to rebuild yourself exactly as you choose. I rebuilt myself as unbreakable. I rebuilt myself as unstoppable. I rebuilt myself as free. And yes, I made Daniel lose everything in the process. His empire. His freedom. Eventually his life. But I didn't do it for revenge. I did it for justice. I did it for survival. I did it for every woman who's ever been told she's nothing without the man who's destroying her. I did it to prove that we're not nothing. We're everything. And we don't need permission to claim it.